It seems there's no team in London that is aspiring to become the champion of England anytime soon. Because with the way Arsenal and Chelsea are playing at the moment, I doubt if any of them are actually are going to compete for the Premier League. Because when you think Chelsea is the one that is not doing very well, then Arsenal will surprise you. And when you think Arsenal is the one that is not doing very well, Chelsea will surprise you. So it seems the two of them are competing against each other. Anyway, my name is Amy Akura, and once again, you're welcome to Soccer Highlights with myself, where I express my frustrations and I rant a lot about teams that are not doing very well, especially in the English Premier League, because that is the center of attraction for a lot of us. Talking about the first game on the show for today is a game between Arsenal and West Ham. Going into this game, there were a lot of expectations from Arsenal fans and the entire football lovers who, were hoping that Arsenal would do them justice by beating West Ham. But that wasn't to be, because Arsenal also proving to a lot of us that their wait is going to continue if care is not taken in the next 50 years. They're going to do what Chelsea did in the English Premier League before they started winning, because Liverpool dropped points against Everton, and a lot of us were of the opinion that Arsenal have it easy going into this game. They are going to beat West Ham. If there's any team at all that you will think is going to take points off Arsenal, you will never think of West Ham, because Arsenal are very good at beating these teams. But we don't know what happened to Arsenal, and we don't know. They were supposed to cut the points from Liverpool to 8 at least on the table, and they played before Liverpool played against Manchester City. So one would have thought, or one would have expected them to at least beat West Ham and reduce that gap to 5 points going into that game. But once again, this is Arsenal. When it comes to Arsenal playing, we know before they play sometimes that these results are expected and these results are envisioned to happen, because, tell me why a team like West Ham will get 3 points at Emirates against Arsenal. Tell me. Who would have thought that Arsenal of all people would draw points against West Ham? But going into that game once again, there's a young player in Arsenal. He's playing very well. His name is Keddy. This guy is very good, no doubt about it. But it seems that he is overwhelmed by the opportunity of playing for the first team in the Arsenal team, because a game against Wolverhampton, he almost destroyed, or rather cost his team 3 points in that game, because he got a red card in that game. And fortunate for him, the red card was rescinded, and he came back to play again for Arsenal, and he's been playing very well. But he got another red card against West Ham, a silly one if you ask me, because playing against teams that they have nothing to play for, they have nothing to lose, they're coming in with the mindset that if you beat them, it's going to be normal. They lose against a team like Arsenal, but if they get a point against you, it's going to be a plus for them. And the West Ham, we're all in for, making sure that they dent Arsenal's title race, and Arsenal gave into that team. That guy, Kudus was just everywhere. He disturbed the Arsenal defenders to a point that Skelly could not keep up with him, and he got himself a red card. And again, Arsenal are now 11 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool, who won against Manchester City, it seems that they wanted more now, knowing fully well that the people that are following them are people who cannot actually compete for the title. They don't have what it takes to win the title. So Liverpool might as well just, go back and relax, because they know they've taken it. Who is going to compete with them? Let's look at it really. In recent times, we've had City, who is the one winning it year in, year out. But now City are not doing very well for themselves. They are playing like a team that is confused, a team without direction, a team that don't even understand what they stand for anymore. And that is the reason why you see them dropping silly points lately. They played against Liverpool, and once again Liverpool came on top. Who else is called Mohamed Salah? To me, I feel this guy is probably one of the best foreign players to ever play in English football, if not the best player, especially when it comes to African players playing in the English Premier League. Mohamed Salah to me is number one, because year in, year out, he is doing it. And he's proved to a lot of us that, there's nothing left to prove anymore, because he's a great player. He's scoring goals, giving assists, winning Premier League, Champions League with Liverpool. What else can you ask of this guy? He is doing just what we expected him to do, and what the Liverpool fans also are expecting him to do. And this season, it seems, for me, he's going to be the player of the year, because he's on top of the goal scoring chart with 25 goals so far, and they still have a lot of matches to play. So for me, Liverpool playing against City and winning against City was not a surprise, because City could drop points against smaller teams. How much more of Liverpool that is in form? Liverpool, they have solid players, Konate and Virgil van Dijk doing it at the back. Two of the best defenders in the English Premier League this year. So for me, it was a game that was envisioned. It was a game that was predicted by a lot of people to happen, that Liverpool are going to get 3 points, and they did not disappoint. They got 3 points. I'm telling you the truth. Arsenal don't look like a team that want to compete for the title. They're just looking like a team that want to qualify for Champions League. So Liverpool might as well just be given the trophy at this stage. But anyway, in the English Premier League, anything can still happen. That is why it is one of the best league in the world. Another team also that I've been hammering on this show a lot, that is a team from London that, each time I talk about them, I get frustrated, and I get a lot of backlash coming from so many people who think that I'm being unfair to them. But how can you be unfair to a team that is not winning, to a team that is confused, to a team that don't understand their tactics, for a team that the formation is not working, for a team that the coach is so relaxed, don't even know what he's doing, for a team that can't seem to be scoring goals, for a team that when they score, that the teams that they score against is going to come back and win. And they've not been disappointed in that area. That's Chelsea. Chelsea, I don't know how many times I'm going to be talking about them on this show. But the truth of the matter is that they have not been living up to expectation. They started very well. At some stage in this competition, Chelsea were sitting second on the table behind Liverpool. And they were like 3 points ahead of us now, which a lot of people were beginning to think that Chelsea were actually going to be a team that will compete with Liverpool for the title. But look at where Chelsea are now. They are sitting sixth on the table, and chances are that they might not even qualify for the Champions League next season, because they have a coach that is confused, because the players have lost their direction as a result of the coach making them think that they're not good enough. So I don't know how many times I'm going to talk about it. I don't know how many times I'm going to get angry. I don't know how many times that I'm going to sit on this show and try to pretend that something positive is coming out of that team, because there's nothing positive coming out of Chelsea. They're just a shadow of themselves. And at the end of the day, if they don't qualify for the Champions League, they will prove the coach right, because he says that 2 years is when he's supposed to be in the Champions League. And the 2 years, I've never had something like that in my life. That a coach is given a contract, and the coach will have to wait until a certain time before he will start producing result. And that is what is happening to Chelsea right now. They score against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa came back and won 2-1 against Chelsea. It was not a surprise for me. I don't know about a lot of you out there, but for me, it wasn't a surprise. I expected it. They did not in any way disappoint me. I knew they were not going to win, and they did not disappoint. So Chelsea, once again, proved to us that they are indeed a team that you cannot rely on to win you games. All right, in another match in the English Premier League, and this team also is a team that is the team that has been struggling in recent times, and that is Manchester United. I spoke also a lot about Manchester United on this show because I know this is a great team that is not doing very well. And in recent times, we have to talk about it. The last time Manchester United won the trophy was in 2013 under Sir Alex Ferguson. Since he left, Manchester United are just a shadow of themselves. They're just trying year in, year out. It's been how many years now? I think it's been 12 years now. Manchester United are just, you can't be building for 12 years. I mean, come on. You cannot be building a team for 12 years. So there's something that is not right. Something that is not right at Manchester United at the moment. They played 26 matches in the English Premier League so far. They won only 12, drew 6. They won 8. How can I be making that mistake? Manchester cannot win 12. They won 8 matches, they drew 6 and lost 12. Yes, they lost 12. Manchester United, and they're sitting 15th on the table. And chances are that they might drop points further. They have difficult matches coming up. Come on. What is going on with Manchester United? I leave that to you, United fans, to tell us what is going on, because a lot of us can just sit here and speculate about the things that are coming out of emanating from Manchester United camp about what is happening here and there. The issue with the players, the coaches. This coach came in and it's getting worse. I'm sure at the moment he is regretting why he left a winning team like Sporting Lisbon in Portugal to come and, coach a team like Manchester United that cannot even guarantee him to finish in the top half of the table. So Manchester United are just wallowing there in the bottom of the table with the likes of Everton fighting, to be ahead of Manchester United. This is a surprise. It is actually a disgrace for a team like Manchester United to be 15th on the table. I consider that as them fighting to escape relegation, because Manchester United deserve better. But what do I know? Each time you talk about these teams, people will say to you that you are being too harsh on them. But the truth of the matter is that they're not doing well. And it is my responsibility to talk about teams that are not doing very well and talk about teams that are doing very well. So I don't know what is going wrong at Manchester United, but I hope that they are going to be able to find their rhythm and make sure that they get back into winning ways and at least push to finish at 7, 8. No, they can't finish 7 because there are better teams that are doing better things. The likes of Fulham, Newcastle United are doing better than Manchester. So they deserve to finish ahead of Manchester United. Anyway, Manchester United drew against Everton 2-2. It was a dramatic game. And I can tell you one thing that I took out of that game is that the referee and the VAR are trying to help Manchester United to stay up because it was a robbery. Everton deserved a penalty, a last-minute penalty that could have won them the game. And they were going to get 3 points against Manchester United. But the referee said no, it wasn't a penalty. It was a clear penalty. Quote me anywhere. It was a penalty that was denied to Everton. And I was not so happy about it. But anyway, what do I know? That is soccer for you. These controversial decisions is the reason why we watched the beautiful game. In another match also that took place in the English Premier League was a match between Ipswich and Tottenham. And I'm talking about Tottenham because I've also been very critical of them in recent times. They've not been doing very well. So, getting a positive result for once, we have to give kudos to them. We have to appreciate the players for their effort. We have to also talk about them because winning 4-1 away to Ipswich is a small but dangerous team. They beat Spurs in the first leg of the easy game. They beat Spurs. They beat Chelsea at home. But losing also to Tottenham Hotspur 4-1, it was a great result for Spurs. And I hope that they will continue to build on this result and get positive result because we were so excited and we get excited and we're excited seeing big teams like Spurs, to get positive result and stay in the league because they're the teams that are known, for putting the pressure on those on the top of the league. Anyway, that was another match that took place in the English Premier League. After this short break, we'll be taking a look at some of the matches that took place in the rest of European league. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's talk about this team that shocked a lot of people in the world of soccer, and that is Como. Como, we know, is coached by Sir Fabregas, former Chelsea, Arsenal, and Barcelona player. He brought this team to the top league, and now they are competing, fighting to stay in the league comes next season. And they shocked a lot of us. Remember Napoli, coached by Antonio Conte, they have the likes of McTominay, they have Lukaku there. So these guys, they've been doing very well, sitting on top of the table. But Como say enough is enough. You're not going to sit on top of the table at least for this week. And they beat Napoli 2-1. It was a shock result for a lot of people because a team like that to be Napoli everyone would have predicted Napoli to win that game. But Como said no. Fabregas said to the players, let's make sure that we deal with my former boss, Antonio Conte. And that was exactly what they did. They won that game 2-1. In another match in the Italian league is a match between Empoli and Atalanta. This is a game that a lot of people were looking forward to see what's going to happen because Atalanta have been in the news for the past few days now, especially coming from, Atalanta coach and Ademola Lookman. They had their issues here and there because, Lookman missed a penalty in the Champions League. And the coach was not so pleased with that. He came out to say that was the worst penalty that he has seen. And Lookman came out to, debunk that and also express his frustrations at some of the things that are happening behind closed doors that people don't know. And he was basically saying that he continues to play, despite the fact that there's a lot of distractions here and there because, he's turning the pain into power. And that was just powerful for me because, sometimes players also go through a lot of things that we don't know. And, you see everything, you see them scoring goals, celebrating with their teammates, but you don't understand that behind closed doors, there are a lot of things that they are dealing with. And this, for me, I think this is one of the things that this guy has been dealing with because if you have a coach, your own coach coming out to criticize a player that has given him the only trophy that he has won as a coach, Europa. Lookman scored a hat-trick in that game, and he won African Footballer of the Year. This is a player that you are supposed to respect. This is a player that you're supposed to actually, when he make a mistake, you are, as a coach, you're supposed to be the one to, come out and say some positive things about this player. But you criticizing your own player and giving us the impression that all is not well with this player that's giving you so much. To me, I feel it's just not worth fighting for. And my personal opinion is that Lookman should try and look for another club and leave that club. This is just my opinion because you cannot be playing for somebody who don't appreciate what you're doing. Anyway, Lookman scored 2 goals as Atalanta won against Empoli 5-0. All right, in Spain, Barcelona went away to Las Palmas, and Las Palmas shocked Barcelona this season. In the first leg of these fixtures, they won 2-1 against Barcelona, and it was a difficult one for a lot of people. I'm sure everyone would have predicted that Barcelona were going to beat these guys at home, but these guys won against Barcelona, and Barcelona came determined that they are going to make sure that they revenge and get 3 points, especially at this crucial stage of the league where everyone is fighting to stay on top. And Barcelona won that game 2-0 away at Las Palmas to make sure that they stay on top of the league, and they are ahead of Real Madrid, though on the same points with Real Madrid, but on goal difference they are ahead of Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. These guys are fighting for that league, and I can't wait to see who is going to come on top at the end of this season. Barcelona won 2-1. Another team also that won in Spanish league was Real Madrid. Real Madrid played against Girona, and it was a difficult game, but that man Modric, who is 39 years old, scored a fantastic goal, playing quality football, contributing decisively to the team, making sure that the team is winning important matches, and also helping to nurture the young players that are coming up. Modric did not disappoint, he scored, as Vinicius Jr. also scored, making it 2-0 against Girona. Real Madrid are back on point with Barcelona, only Barcelona ahead with a goal difference. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this few soccer highlights with myself, Emi Akura. I'm going to be bringing a lot to you during the week, as a lot of games are going to be taking place in the English Premier League, and I will make sure that you don't miss a thing. So until I come your way again, stay blessed.